News at 10 starts now.
A silver alert has been issued for a Starkville man. Now investigators are asking for the public's help to find him. On your screen is 69-year-old Abraham Potts. He was last seen on Friday near Watkins Lane in Oktibbeha County. He's 6 feet tall, weighs 175 pounds with gray hair and brown eyes. Potts was wearing navy blue pants, a red, black, and blue checkered shirt, a beige coat, green and gray shoes with a blue hat. He drives a 2019 silver Chevrolet Colorado with a Mississippi tag reading KT13521. Family members say Potts suffers from a medical condition that may impair his judgment. If anyone has information on Potts' whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Department. That number is 662-323-2421. Well, it may not be Super Tuesday, but it's a big day in the run-up for the presidential election. 6 states are holding primaries, including here in Mississippi. The biggest prize of the day is Michigan. Polls have closed in 4 of those states, and it's been a big day for Joe Biden. CBS's Skylar Henry has the latest.
CBS News projects Joe Biden the winner of the Democratic primary in Michigan. That's the night's top delegate prize in a state where Bernie Sanders was hoping to repeat his 2016 victory. Electability is a top issue for Democratic voters.
I voted for Biden because I think that he's more equipped to lead the country, and I think he has more chance of beating the current gentleman in office.
CBS News projects Biden is also the winner in Missouri and Mississippi, where he got a huge boost from African-American voters and also won a majority of white voters.
I think Biden's electable. He's a gentleman. That impresses me.
Polling sites kept cleaning staff and supplies on hand throughout the day, but concerns about coronavirus prompted both Biden and Sanders to cancel their planned rallies in Cleveland, Ohio. The Sanders campaign posted signs expressing his regret for canceling, but he had an upbeat message about his campaign throughout the day.
When our record is compared to Biden's, when our vision is compared to Biden's, when we have that debate in Phoenix, I'm feeling pretty good.
There will not be a live audience for Sunday's Democratic debate in Phoenix due to concerns about coronavirus. And some lawmakers are suggesting the outbreak could affect how campaigns reach voters going forward.
There's a lot of handshaking. There's a lot of large gatherings. We're going to have to look harder at things like teletown halls, at broadcast events rather than in-person events.
CBS News exit polls show a majority of Democratic primary voters say Biden is the best candidate to handle a major crisis over Sanders. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And it appears Mississippi's Senate race will be a rematch. Mike Espy has been declared the winner in the Democratic primary, and he'll face off against the incumbent Cindy Highsmith in November. You may remember the two met in a runoff in the special election to fill the remainder of Thad Cochran's term.
A great day today, very warm temperatures, a great evening too. Look at these sunset pictures we had. Hopefully you saw that vibrant color on the western horizon this evening. Just after 7 o'clock, not too bad around here. We love to see the sunsets and also that reflection off the water. So that's what we had earlier. Now the clouds will flip back in later tonight, and we are looking at a batch of storms that will likely come on in from the northwest sometime after midday tomorrow. Strong to severe weather is a possibility. Wind would be the primary threat. So here's our planner for tomorrow, your Wednesday. 54 degrees at 7 o'clock, by noon pushing 70, if not into the 70s, but right after noon into the afternoon, showers and storms will be likely. We'll have the full forecast coming up.
A shocking civil lawsuit is filed against a former Knoxville County sheriff and 2 deputies, accusing them of sexual acts with an inmate. The inmate claims she was coerced into relationships. Elizabeth Reed says while in the Knoxville County jail, she was given special privileges in exchange for sex or sexually graphic videos. You may recall, Reed was charged with capital murder in 2015. While in jail for nearly 4 years, Reed says she was coerced to have sex with former deputies Vance Phillips and Damon Clark. In a federal lawsuit, Reed's attorneys claim that she was given cell phones, cigarettes, acted as a trustee, given special privileges, and a sofa in her cell in exchange for sex. Reed also claims she and Phillips had a long-term sexual relationship from May 2017 to October of 2019. The lawsuit alleges the former inmate was also touched and harassed by deputies not named in the lawsuit. The Lee County woman also claims former Sheriff Terry Grassery knew about the sexual relationships but didn't stop it. Grassery is also accused of demanding sexually explicit videos and pictures from Reed using her contraband cell phone. The lawsuit claims the sexting with Grassery and sexual relationship with Phillips continued until October of 2019. That's when Reed was moved out of the jail. Reed is now suing Phillips, Clark, Grassery, and Noxubee County for alleged civil rights violations. Shocked, ashamed, mad, and curious. Those are just some of the feelings people in Noxubee County have today. Now, county leaders are ready to find out the truth and learn what's next. Our Stephanie Poole has their reaction.
It just makes our county look real bad. Whether any of it's true or not, it's just a bad news for our county, about all I can say.
Noxubee County Board of Supervisors President Eddie Coleman says he and other supervisors are concerned about the claims made against the county in Elizabeth Reed's lawsuit.
To even have something be a chance to be true like that. And I don't know what happened to anything about it.
County leaders say they're embarrassed and concerned for those allegedly involved.
I feel really bad for the Reed family and the accused family, because I don't know who is wrong or right, but I feel sorry if she's a victim of this. My heart goes out to her and her family. And the accusers, their families, and what ridicule that they're gonna have to go through until we get to the bottom of this, because what we stand for is fairness and justice for all.
District 5 Supervisor Bruce Brooks says regardless of what happened between Reed, Grassery, Phillips, and Clark, it's up to county leaders to keep people safe, even those behind bars.
When we made the investment on the building the new jail, we done that to protect our citizens, to give them a fair treatment. And if this is not being done, then we're going to have to revisit that to make sure that all policies are put in place to protect our people when they're incarcerated.
But for now, all board members can do is wait.
All we're going to do is send it to our insurance company. That's all we can do at this point.
At our next board meeting, we will discuss it with our attorney and get some directions from there.
That was our Stephanie Poole reporting there. Reed's attorney was unavailable for a comment today. Sources tell WCBI that the FBI is investigating the claims. A spokesman for the FBI released a statement saying, quote, "We can neither confirm nor deny whether a matter is under investigation," end quote. Now, Elizabeth Reed and 3 others were arrested in connection with the shooting death of Christopher Haywood back in March of 2015. She was allegedly the boyfriend of Jonathan Shoemaker. Brothers Justin and Joshua Williams were also arrested in this case. They were all charged with capital murder. They were released from jail in November of 2019 after having never gone to trial after new evidence was found. At this time, a new trial date has not been set. And now sending things over to weather, Keith. This was the warmest day of the year today, huh?
We made it the warmest day so far, but you know where we're going after this.
Where's that?
It's going to be even hotter at some point. But today, 77 degrees, a popular number in Tupelo and Columbus, as Quentin just mentioned, the warmest day of the year. We have more storms coming our way, some of which could be strong tomorrow. We'll talk about it next.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
We'll begin tonight with our First Alert forecast. What do we have tonight? We have Cooper, Mr. Cooper right there. I think this goes back to Halloween, but I love Cooper, love the pumpkin. Mostly cloudy in the morning there, 55 degrees or so. We'll wake up to some clouds, quiet conditions by early afternoon, 70s most likely. Some gusty storms will move on in here, and some of those storms and showers may linger into tomorrow evening. Look how it looked earlier today. Our time lapses from the region. Not too shabby this afternoon. We did have a gloomy start, but this afternoon, very warm, as we mentioned, 77 degrees. A few more sunsets for you right there. Not too bad. The reflection off the water, and very vibrant was some of that pink and purple in the sky tonight. We've got temperatures ranging from the low 60s to around 50. There's actually a frontal boundary that's come on into the region. It's stalled out, so it's going to be much warmer in the south versus the north, where we could actually see some upper 40s here. We have a mix of stars and clouds now. The clouds will fill back in later tonight. And we're actually watching this area of activity way out here in Kansas near Wichita. All quiet now, but a batch of storms will likely form out there tonight and ride right down along this frontal boundary that has now stalled in our area. And we mentioned this during first weather, a batch of strong storms sometime after midday tomorrow. And that could pack a little bit of a punch for us. And then that will move on through by 6 o'clock. So really from noon to 6, that's our window of opportunity here on our Wednesday. Although some showers and storms could linger tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, even into early Thursday. Another round of storms could move on into the region late Thursday into Thursday night right here as that frontal boundary comes back. So we talked about the last couple of days. This boundary is moving back and forth, and it will stay with us really for the next week, hence the rain chances. But when the primary threat tomorrow, the hail threat, the flooding threat, relatively low. Tornado threat still pretty low too. So if we're going to have anything tomorrow, it would favor wind. But we are into severe weather season now, and we are continuing with our preparedness tour, going to Academy Sports in Starkville again this Saturday from 10 until noon. There are the rain chances fairly high tomorrow afternoon, and we just continue with it as we get into the weekend and next week. And between now and next Monday, various computer model projections here, anywhere from about 1 to 4 inches of rain, more or less here in our area. It's been a very wet year. It will stay somewhat unsettled and wet and stormy for the next 7. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day. 74 tomorrow. We're looking at 78 Thursday, some 60s on Friday, some rain, 70s for the weekend and next week. Mild overnight lows, so the grass will continue to grow, the flowers and all the growth will continue to grow as we get more heat and more rain.
Keith, since you are the chief meteorologist and people think you control the weather, somebody told me to ask you, can you please make all this rain go away?
You know what? I've said this a million times before. If I could control it, it would be sunny, hot, dry, no humidity, and about 100 degrees.
So people can stop asking.
That's right. Yeah. I don't blame the messenger. That's why I don't blame the messenger.
All right. Thank you so much, Keith.
The Tupelo Lee Humane Society sees big results from its Facebook and social media strategy. We'll have that story coming up on WCBI News.
Welcome back. The Tupelo Lee Humane Society has too much of a good thing. Cute puppies and kittens in need of homes. So they're focusing the power of social media to help find fosters until those dogs and cats can find them forever homes. Our Ally Martin has more.
With new arrivals daily, the Tupelo Lee Humane Society tries to find forever homes for dogs and cats as soon as possible. Good morning. The animal shelter launched its Facebook page several years ago and has seen a steady increase in pet adoptions since then. A social media strategy included quality pictures taken by professional photographers of each four-legged friend up for adoption. But staff saw a need for several Facebook pages to make things easier to navigate.
So we took our main Facebook page and we broke it down into 3. We have our brand page where, you know, we try to share like our adoptable animals, if we have a special event, if we have an emergency need such as supplies. We ended up pulling all of our lost and found animals out and creating a Tupelo Lee Humane Society Lost and Found page.
The Tupelo Lee Humane Society's Lost and Found Facebook page has become popular. Anyone in the public can take a photo of an animal that they see out and about, and they can post it themselves on the page. Also, all cats and dogs that are brought into the shelter, their photos are also put on that Lost and Found page.
We want to make sure that our animals, if they come here and they really don't belong here because they have an owner somewhere, whether it's a dog or a cat, that we're getting them back into their home.
Another recent addition is a private Facebook page for those who can foster animals until a permanent home is found. Cheryl Blackburn has fostered many furry friends.
To me, fostering is something that probably most anybody could do. You just have to kind of be willing to open your house and your home and your heart.
The foster program allows the Humane Society to care for more cats and dogs through volunteers who are connected through social media. In Tupelo, Ally Martin, WCBI News. Oh, goodness.
The Humane Society encourages people to have their pets spayed and neutered. The shelter is always looking for volunteers, and for more information on that, just visit the Tupelo Lee Humane Society Facebook page. Well, dogs are taking a trip south to face off against Texas Tech in Biloxi. We'll have highlights from Game 1 next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Midweek baseball has returned to Mississippi State with a tough-ranked test to fourth-ranked Texas Tech before beginning SEC play. The Bulldogs and Tech facing off on a neutral site down in Biloxi, Mississippi. We pick things up in the top of the third, getting run out onto the field. Pitcher Houston Harding only giving up an infield single, but still gets tagged for an unearned run on this high throw from Jordan Westberg. Right fielder Max Marusik has an easy jog to the plate. Red Raiders take a 1-0 lead. Top of the fifth now, same score. Harding still dealing back-to-back strikeouts to start off the top of the fifth. 4 Ks overall and just 2 hits allowed. Moving to the bottom half, it's right fielder Brad Cumbest popping this one out and scoring the first run of the game for the Bulldogs. First baseman Josh Hatcher popping an infield single to the opposite side, keeping the bases loaded. It's all tied up at 1. The problems would only get worse from there for the Raiders. Pitcher John McMillan issues a bases-juiced walk to second baseman Justin Foscue. Left fielder Brandon Pimentel cruising on home. That gives MSU its first lead of the game, 2-1 Diamond Dogs. One more for good measure. DH Cameron James hits one high and deep out to straightaway center. The easy sac fly gets Rowdy Jordan joining the run-scoring parade. 3-spot bottom of the fifth for State. Tech would never recover. The Bulldogs take the Game 1 win 6-3, giving the Raiders their second loss of the year. A little further west, 8th-ranked Ole Miss playing a pair of midweek games on the road against Louisiana Monroe. Game 1 finishing out, and the Rebels coming away with a 6-3 victory. The 15th straight for the Rebels, which is the longest active win streak in the nation. Outfielder Tim Elko with the big hit to score 2 and give the Rebels a 5-3 lead. The Rebels and the Warhawks get back to it on Wednesday with first pitch at 4 p.m. With the regular season in the books for men's basketball, the Southeastern Conference releasing official awards. Mississippi State forward Reggie Perry and guard Tyson Carter earning accolades, along with Ole Miss guard Bree and Tyree. Perry and Tyree both being listed as first-team All-SEC, while Carter was named Sixth Man of the Year. Perry was also named as the SEC's Co-Player of the Year by the Associated Press, the second Bulldog in program history to ever snag the honor.
Those are great honors to me because I don't get to vote. It's the fellow coaches in the league that recognize the best players in this conference, and I think that says it all. You know, there's great respect for both those guys from all the coaches that we've had to coach against and compete against, leading those other programs and other teams.
It means a lot because I feel like I put in a lot of work to get to that point. That was one of the goals that I wrote down for the season. Like I write down goals that I want to accomplish for the season. So that's just part of it, but right now I'm just really trying to focus on winning this SEC tournament and just doing whatever we got to do to win this SEC tournament.
It's a big advantage having a guy like Reggie Perry. He's the best rebounder I ever played with, and not too many people can guard him down low. So, and he can pass the ball. It's just a lot of different weapons that he has in his arsenal.
Just a day after the Southeastern Conference announced the SEC men's basketball tournament would proceed as normal amid any coronavirus concerns, changes are now being made. The SEC announcing that locker rooms for the tournament in Nashville will be limited to student athletes, coaches, and essential personnel. Media access will not be permitted. However, the SEC will provide a controlled space for any additional limited post-game interviews. The SEC will continue to monitor developments of COVID-19. While many conferences continue to take precautions for coronavirus, such as closed locker rooms and canceling the Ivy League tournament, the big dance will still go on as planned. NCAA President Mark Emmert saying no changes will be made to March Madness and tournament games will go on as normal. The decision was made by the NCAA's Coronavirus Advisory Panel after weighing recommendations from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. However, Emmert saying the NCAA is monitoring the situation and will make changes if necessary. The NCAA men's basketball tournament begins on March 17th.
The coronavirus has everybody concerned.
Everyone's freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
There was some hand sanitizer and everything when I was in Greenville, South Carolina for the women's tournament, but we were in the locker rooms doing the whole 9 yards and didn't have much of an issue there, but I think a lot of people are concerned with so many crowds and fans coming in. How easy is that going to be contained? And I think people are just trying to figure out what's the best way to protect the players and the fans in general.
All right, thank you so much, Courtney. We'll have a last look at your forecast when we come back.
All right, here's our 7-day forecast. We'll be watching out for some gusty storms tomorrow after midday. Continuing rain and storm chances through the weekend into next week.
I don't like those rain chances.
It's a lot of rain.
A lot of rain.
I'm sorry, don't blame the messenger, as they said earlier. I'm just giving you the information so you can plan your schedule.
I have a feeling baseball's not going to go as planned in the next week or so.
Kind of dicey there.
But in good news, we do get warmer weather, warmer temperature.
That's true.
That's a big
true.
plus.
There you go.
Take our blessings as they come.
We'll take it. Have a good night, everyone.